Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Spoos, and today we're going to make a tutorial on the training grounds. So first and foremost, how do you get the training grounds? You want to hit F2 and you want to play the Song of Trxxshed to get there. Okay, once you're in Trxxshed, you want to talk to Beatrice. Okay, so the training grounds is a really good tool for theory crafting, and it will save you peons and gold. You test out the build before you actually use it, because sometimes it turns out that you don't actually like the build playstyle, you don't actually like the damage it does, or you want to tweak and change a few things. So the first part is the training grounds skill book. Right here you can equip skills and you can change your runes just like everywhere else. Okay, one thing you will know that if you start a test, you can't change the builds, they're locked in. So if you're ever having trouble with that, just make sure that you've stopped the test and you can go ahead and start changing things afterwards. So let's talk about the stats and engraving menu here. So you click on these cog wheels and you can choose the stat points you can assign, and you can choose the engravings you can assign. Okay, so the equip stats and equip engraving options, what these mean is that it's going to equip your current stats and engravings. So these are the stats I currently have. It's going to equip these stats and it's going to equip these engravings. Let's say that we go over here and we change it to specialization and the swiftness build and the swiftness. Okay, and then we go to equip service stats and you press go. We can see that it changed my stats here. Okay, the same thing with engravings. We click here and we put 3 igniter, 3 spirit absorption, 3 grudge, and it just doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Just pick 4. Okay, pick 4 engravings, and we have to click go. And we should have spirit absorption, grudge, key blunt. Okay, these are not the ones I currently have. These are the ones that we can test with. Okay, so with this we can test out different engravings with the stats that we currently have, or we can test out the engravings that we currently have with different stats. All right, so this helps you decide more easily if you can change the stats on one of your accessories to save a little bit of money, to see if it still works with the engravings you have, or you can see, oh, maybe I want to drop grudge and add hitmaster with the exact same engravings that I have. You can do that with this tool here. Just make sure that you hit go before you actually test it, because then it won't equip your stats and engravings. So now let's go over the monster tab. But first we're going to start with rank. You always want to have a boss as the rank of the monster, unless you're testing things for like a chaos build or a tower build. Usually you always want to have boss as the rank of the monster. So the type of monster that you choose is going to change the type of test that you're running. Okay, so the scarecrow option summons a boss rank monster that doesn't move, doesn't attack, it just stands still. So this is a theoretical test. If all the stars are lining, what is the theoretical damage that you can output? Things like the striker or back attack heavy classes, you're testing the theoretical output. Okay, so when do you want to choose the monster type boss? Okay, so the monster type boss is more to test whether you enjoy the playstyle and if the playstyle is viable. So the berserker can technically run ambush master as an engraving, but due to the slow attacks that the berserker has and the low mobility in his kit, you might find that you don't actually like that playstyle, or that it's too difficult to actually consistently get a bunch of back attacks. And whenever you're done with the test, you can just click remove and it'll get rid of the monster there, and you can just relax and change your settings again. So now let's talk about the measure combat tab. And a lot of this is self-explanatory. So recover resources basically means it's going to fill up your specialty meter. So now let's get into the testing. Okay, and one of the most important things of the testing is the crit rate. Okay, so for example, if you're not getting around 70% crit rate during your test, you probably don't want to run key blunt. You probably want to look into a different engraving to run that will be more optimal than Keen Blunt, especially if you're paying a lot for Keen Blunt. You want to make sure that you're getting the most out of it. Okay. So now an important use of the crit rate are things like conditional crit rates. So let's for example go with the Igniter Sorceress that I have here. When my meter is filled, I'll get 25% extra crit from Igniter. I'll get 20% extra crit from Precise Dagger, and I have a little bit of extra crit running. 71. So once I have my Igniter fully procced, I want to make sure that I am getting 71% crit rate for the engravings I have. Okay, start the test again. We're gonna I'm going to stop the test there. Okay, so basically it all checks out. I'm critting around 72%, which is nice, and this is where you can decide whether you want to run a little bit more crit on your sorceress or if you want more swiftness. This is where you can see and tell. Okay, so let's get into the types of tests that you can run. Let's start with a simple rotation damage check, and what this is, you're just going to choose 4 to 5 skills, and you're going to use them in the exact same order without changing too much. You want to eliminate a lot of extra variables. So we're going to go with Blaze, Fireball, this, Doomsday, and Punishing Strike. So we're going to start the damage test, and we're going to try to keep the combo the same throughout your test. We're going to do Doomsday, Fire, Explosion, and then Punishing Strike. Boom. Okay, you want to wait for all the ticks to end. Okay, and this will give you your damage off of a simple rotation, your crit rate off of a simple rotation, and then you can compare it to another one. So let's go to service stats. So we're going to use our damage and crit rate, and we're going to compare it to a standard build. Let's say you're using one off a max roll, and the max roll standard one is 450 crit, 1350 specialization. For engravings, they're running Igniter, All Out Attack, Hitmaster, and Cursed Doll. Remember, hit go to apply all the settings. We're going to start test. We're going to drop the Doomsday, this, Explosion, and this. Okay. Wait for the last ticks. Okay, we stop the test once all the ticks are done, and then you compare the damage and the crit rates, and you make a decision for yourself whether you want to run that build or you want to tweak it a little bit and run a different build. It's all up to you. This is not a video saying that the max roll one is bad or anything like that. No, I do not want anyone to misconstrue that. This is just to show you how you can test different builds against each other and make a decision on which build you want to run for the gold you want to spend and for how you like to play the game. This is not a critique on any build like that, okay? Now we're going to go into a second type of test that you can run. So the second test that you can run is a full powered, full juiced, simple combo. Okay, and for this test, you want to recover the resources. You want to see what you do at your peak damage, okay? Peak damage for sorcerers is when she's in Igniter mode, and we're just going to use a simple combo. Okay, the difference between using a simple combo and a full rotation is that if you're not comfortable in the class, you can change your outcome because you're just not comfortable at doing the full combo. That could be that you're changing to a different build that uses a different combo at max power. There could be a lot of things. The reason why you just want to keep it simple, for the most part, is that you just want to test what the difference is between your stats or the engravings. You want to test one thing at a time. So at this max power one, we're going to do the exact same simple combo as before, but we're just going to see the difference in the damage. We're going to compare the damage at full power. Start test. We're going to drop this, fire, boom, lightning. Okay. And this is where you're gonna have to make your decision based on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay, look at the crit rates. Is this worth it for the money I'm spending? Is this the playstyle I want to go that's dependent on the crit rate? Is there something I can tweak? This is where you make that decision during these things. So the last thing that you can use the training grounds to do is to practice your actual combos. Let's say you have some downtime, that you have a planned raid in an hour. You can go onto the training grounds and just warm up your rotations, you know, practice your combos so that when you get into the raid, you're all warmed up and you're ready to go. Okay, and you can just practice that to get better at your combo or to warm up. It's up to you. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope this video helped you guys get more used to using the training grounds. I hope that it saved you some gold and some pay-ons on trying out a build before you actually just straight up buy it based on the guide. And I hope to see you guys next time in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.